Alright, hi again everyone. So, little update. I've got this now put onto the Akula board and got the push-pull winding driving the, it's about 43 nanos, and it's about 100 microhenries that I read across the yoke transformer and the it's like a single winding that's on that base layer underneath the output coil. So this would be with and without the Tesla coil. A little bit of boost with that. And then just the Tesla coil. And then the push-pull. Now just the push-pull. Tesla back. So it's not exactly acting the same as it was actually, as a more basic form when I had it back on the test area there. So it'll take some tuning to get back up, and keep in mind that the the inner aluminum foil that's underneath the core that I may have shown in my diagrams in the past, but that is basically an open circuit on the output coil. So I imagine when I go to make a regular closed circuit on the output coil to the load, that we'll see an increase even beyond this. But right now these capacitors and everything are kind of doing stuff. Stuck together a bit, but you can see the light dim out a bit, and then when I squeeze it back together it picks up. Turning down the capacitors. So I'm gonna have to play with a bit more adjustability, I think, on these capacitors, but get that really tight. I've got some tape separating these aluminum guys here, but still I'm getting an increase the more I squeeze these things, so I wonder how much tighter I could get them. Anyway, it's not exactly fully lit. I just really didn't want to lose any more meters, so my nice inductance meter I'm gonna not read voltage with, and we're just gonna play around with brightness. But here would be if I change frequency on the push-pull oscillator. So about there on the frequency. This would be the duty cycle. Back up. So turned it up a bit higher just because I feel like it, but it's really not synchronized yet, so they say. This would be the Tesla coil, base to resonator. Okay. And so we're getting a bit of action out of this ferrite here. Oops. And in the end here. Ow! Hey! That's pretty strong, actually. So yeah, it's it's working, but gonna have to play around a bit. It's not quite as bright as I had it on my last setup. Now that I've added parts and basically the output coil is open circuit, so I'm gonna play around with that and fix things up. It's basically the 28 turn winding directly on this toroid transformer, straight to the single winding of about 24 turns, and the base layer above the output coil, which is also another 24 turns, except there's actually a total of 4 layers, and I'm connected by filer series connected to the beginning of the second layer, and then it's open circuit from there. And it seems like actually that had a role in this output. When I take off that beginning wire to the second layer, even though it's open circuit on the end of the second layer, as long as I hook to the beginning of it, we'll get this action. I just don't have the ability right now to hold the camera and disconnect that, but looks like you better put a couple layers and try. Basically I've got the same amount of copper as I do on the primary, and yeah, try to connect that to a second layer, and even though it's open circuit, go with that. Seem to really get better output than if it's just one layer connected. So anyway, until I get a new oscilloscope, I'll have to just go with brightness, and at least this being transplanted onto this setup is working. So I'll talk to you guys soon.